That's a wrap. We're done with EA Play and we're done with E3 2017. Oh my lord, was it an awesome one. I'm pretty sure you guys saw at least a handful of games you want to check out later this year. But we're talking racing games. This is the BlackPanthaa channel where we talk about racing games. Now, two amazing games, which are listed in the title, were shown at E3 and EA Play. These two games, for me, are the biggest points of the channel this year. They are the games I'm most excited for this year, along with some others, but we're talking racing. But these two games are pretty close to my heart and pretty close to the channel's heart. So let's talk The Crew very quickly. The Crew came out promising customization, underground style vibe, going proper like next level, having a huge USA map. They went crazy with that game. They went absolutely mental. That was their first title released in the series, and they went totally balls to the walls. And I was so thankful for that. And that was one of the main reasons the channel grew massively. Need for Speed, as you know, is the reason that the channel exists as a racing game channel. Most Wanted 2012 rants were the main thing I was for. And then after that, like the games around there, I was just like, games are crap, games are crap. And everybody was like, yeah, the games are crap, games are crap. And we made Rivals came out. We slammed it to the ground. Then things started to change. 2015 came about and I got involved and was able to suggest things, and you guys were able to input, and they seem to be following everything we were asking of them. And with this next game, they seem to have gone next level, like The Crew, in where they've gone, oh, that's everything they wanted. We're going to fix the things we had in 2015. And then we're going to add more. But either way, both these games, I'm going to be picking up. I'm going to be covering millions of videos. I expect millions of bloody videos. But let's get on with it. Main difference is in Need for Speed. So rather than just racing in this game, they have these special missions. There's going to be a handful of them. Not sure how many, but there's going to be a handful of them in where you will be pretty much taking down some AI or doing an objective, like basically like a heist mission almost. There's going to be a few of these, not many, but most of the game again will be racing, because that's what Need for Speed is about, racing. So you do these races. It has a proper full-on storyline this time. It has a character set that they want to continue with. It has all of these things to make Need for Speed the next jump up from 2015. They've added off-roading. They've added a day and night cycle. They've added all these things that people were requesting, and all these things that people didn't even know they wanted until they saw it. But when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to get it. I wasn't going to slam my hand on the table, but I don't want to. The Crew 2 is taking the route of, they pretty much had everything we wanted in the previous game, other than like a few cars here and there. Honestly, that's all the people were requesting, and maybe a map expansion, even though it was the bloody biggest map there bloody was in a racing game ever. But they took everything and they thought, you know what, how can we go next level? How can we take this next level? Their route was to look at Wild Run and see what that did well, and then drop it in and be like, how can we evolve this idea of Wild Run in where we have summits and festival kind of events? And then they decided, you know what, we're going to add, we're going to fix all the issues we had with cars and the handling and everything. I can tell you 100% the handling is much better. And then they thought, you know what, how can we take it even further? Because we have crazy customization, we have crazy cars, we have rally, like raid kind of, we have ridiculous specs for cars, including like monster truck class cars. What can we add? Other vehicles. So they added planes and boats, which is like making it next level, which means they had to redo the whole map to make it work with those types of vehicles, because of the barriers and everything all gone. They had a lot of work to do, and so did Need for Speed. And both of these games, both of these developers have pushed hard to make incredible games, and I absolutely love both of them. But which is better? This is a difficult one. This is a really difficult one for me, because as I said, both of these titles are close to my heart from the beginning and especially to now. I'm not going to have to pick one over the other, because that's just not me. But for people that are interested in one over the other, why do they prefer one over the other? And for example, if they have one choice of buying a game first, even though they're split, like release date time, for example, Need for Speed is this year, like November time, and then The Crew 2 will be like early 2018. So we don't know when that is, but it might be January, it might be February, it might be March. I'm expecting around that time. But either way, for people that are picking one, if you're watching me, you're like, how do I decide, Theo? Help me. I'll help you. Let's talk the important stuff. First thing on both sides, handling. Has it been improved? Because the previous games with both games were hit and miss with handling. The Crew improved over time when it came to the newest update that is on right now. Handling is pretty cool, works really well. On Need for Speed, the handling was improved with the Hot Rod. The Hot Rod is the newest handling model, so you can base the idea of handling on that, and then some improved more so. But both games have had massive overhauls of their handling if you're looking at base game wise. And I've got to say, my best handling wise playing with it is Need for Speed. Now, Need for Speed is trying to take a little bit more of a realistic route, same as the Crew actually. Both games, let's say with the Crew, the main feature they added in my eyes is the fact that cars understeer properly now and oversteer properly now. They feel as if they should, you know, have a bit more weight to them, and that's the same with Need for Speed. Everything feels like it has a bit more weight to it. But if you want to steer now properly, you can, if you put it into the grip side like you did on the previous game, or similar to how you did it in the previous game, because it's a little bit different. You can steer. AI on both. Let's start Need for Speed. Need for Speed's AI, we've only shown you the AI of the enemies, and that's massively improved. They actually catch up with you, that kind of thing. And I'm guessing that the AI is going to be similar police-wise with these AI here that are trying to take you down, that kind of thing. When it comes to races, we haven't seen that yet on Need for Speed, but it's coming because it's the main thing. But I can tell you, race AI, so much better. Some of the best race AI I've ever been against. On the Crew, it's been improved. Wouldn't say it's some of the best, but it is pretty much up there. It does well. I got beaten by some AI, so that's always a good sign. But when it comes down to it, the main view you have to have of which is the game for me over the other. Which one am I going to play the most? It depends on the type of gamer you are. And I love that both of these have these slight differences to make you go, you know what? I can pick up both and explore both of them in different ways. Like, that's the main thing you've got to think of here. Need for Speed is taking a route of being the proper action, action open world racing game, whereas the Crew is being, you know what, we're being open. You don't have to do everything. You can fly around, you can race around in a car, whatever you fancy, and then you don't have to do anything else. You could do the intro mission and just explore the map if you wanted to. Whereas Need for Speed is focused on that hardcore, proper street racing experience, upgrading your cars. But in my view, I think I'm probably going to spend just as much time on both, honestly. It's got to the point now where both games are trying so hard to become top dog that both of them are just, they're both neck and neck features wise to me, like in different areas. The Crew, I'm going to spend most time, I would say, exploring the open world, driving around, having an adventure. That's, in my view, what I'm going to be doing the most on the Crew. Driving around through fields in these buggies, doing stupid challenges or mini stupid races that aren't actually races with my friends, where we'll be racing along, all of a sudden be like, you know what, my friend drives around the mountain. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to switch to a bloody plane and take off over the mountain. It's going to be that type of gameplay where you just prat around for the most part, I think. The Crew is going to be the ultimate prat around experience, like GTA Online is. Like, it's going to be like that. But then when it comes to Need for Speed, that's going to be my go-to game for racing. Oh my god, I cannot explain to you just yet, but the racing experience on Need for Speed absolutely dominates anything I've played in a long time. It feels incredible to race. 2015 and the Crew, so I'd say most so 2015, Need for Speed has always had that edge of racing is so exciting on Need for Speed. It's the event itself is exciting. Whereas a lot of games, it's the idea of going from upgrading your festival, for example, on Forza. Like, the actual racing itself is not that much exciting. But when it comes to actual racing on Need for Speed, oh my, it's the most intense thing ever. And this is the next level when it comes to that. The next level. I'm not even kidding you here. It's... Wait till you play it yourself. The new handling overhaul makes it so much more exciting, even on the balanced level in where you have brake to drift, that kind of thing. I had the most fun I've had on a racing game in a while, like in a long while. Anyway, so out of these two games, which is my favorite? Both. I can't pick a favorite. You can't pick between your children. Don't make me do that. That's disgusting. But both of these titles are very similar, but if you look deeper, very different at the same time. Can you do the same thing in both? Street race, yes. Explore, yes. There's a lot of similarities, but what I like the most is the differences. The Crew is the ultimate cruising game. Need for Speed, I would say, of the two, is the ultimate racing game when it comes to cars specifically, because there's no planes or boats in Need for Speed. If you want planes or boats, then you've already made your decision. Stop wasting your time. Get GTA or the Crew. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below of the two. Are you picking up both? Are you picking up one? Why? Let me know, please. I'd love to hear your feedback. I've got a lot of feedback from Twitter, that kind of thing, but I want to hear it from YouTube because that's the main place. You already know. So anyway, thank you so much for your support over the E3, as I said. absolutely amazing. You guys are the best. And you know for a fact you're already locked into the #1 place for the crew and Need for Speed. Because those two are my babies. I don't know what else to say. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, peace.